Good morning. Dude, this thing looks so good. I love it. I'm so satisfied with how the BRZ is turning out. You guys have no idea. I also just realized that this shelf is just completely caving in. Look at this. Apparently putting a clutch and flywheel kit and brakes on the same shelf just isn't the right move. Okay, so I feel like I owe you guys just a little bit of an explanation. When we picked up the Genesis, we were working on it. Basically, since right when we got it, we just started working on it right away. And I was like, I really want to get this thing going. I really want to drive it, have fun with it. And then it just kind of vanished. Well, it didn't really vanish. It's been right here the whole time, but we just stopped working on it. And a lot of you guys are like, Robbie, what is going on with the Genesis? Why have you not done anything to it in like a month? And so here's what's going on. We bought this thing off Copart and it came with a salvage title, meaning that we have to do a lot of work to it, and then we have to bring it into someone that has to like register it as being fixed to satisfactory of being able to put it back on the road. And so I started calling around, and there's like a list of places, like hundreds of places that will do the inspection, but when I started calling them, like no one wants to touch it. And I found one place that will take this car. And basically what happened was, if you guys were following, we got it to the point where it is right now, where I'm like, all right, it's ready to go to inspection, like let's take it. And then we couldn't get the truck and trailer. The trailer got rented out on us. So then we waited, and then the next weekend, the guy's lot was full, and we can't put this thing on the road because it's not even allowed to touch the roads right now in its current condition because you can't insure it or anything. And then we went home, and then at that point I was like, well, I already have some more parts coming for it that if anything they're just gonna help it pass inspection, so I just quit. I stopped trying. I was like, we're not gonna win this battle, we're just gonna have to wait this one out, because what we got for it is one of the only things that I was worried about maybe being the reason it wouldn't pass. I'm pretty sure it would, but there was like a slight chance that this would be the one thing that would help it fail. So we waited. I'm taking this seriously. I want to learn how to drift in this car. I want to start going to track events. I want to be more than just an enthusiast that tunes cars. Like I want to go to events. I want to drive cars. Like I want to be a part of that side of the car scene, not just like the build them, keep them in my garage type side. So this has me very excited. And before I show you guys what showed up for the Genesis, I just want to take a second and thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Copart, which is where we bought this thing. Copart is an online auction website where you can find cars that have been in any sort of situation. So this thing was in an accident, it was written off, and they auctioned it off at Copart where I bought it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do all the repairs and I'm gonna make it roadworthy again. And it's the perfect thing to have a salvage title to get into some kind of like motorsport event. So if you guys click on the link in the description down below or go to copart.com/Robbie, you guys can check out the range of cars they have, from things that have never even been in an accident, things that are just being auctioned off, all the way down to things like this that come with a salvage title and give you the freedom to do whatever you want to it. Alright, so from what I can tell, these are for something else, and then these are what we're going to be working with today. So this is actually, if you guys remember when we did the brakes on the Civic, we put the ceramic pads on because they're quieter and better for like street driving. We put on ones like this, like the performance ceramic ones, and then Hawk also sent me the actual racing ones in case I ever wanted to take the Civic to the track or whatever, if I ever want to beat on it. So I do have those for the Civic, and then we also got the same thing for the Genesis. It looks like we actually might be out, one of the part numbers might be wrong. So the front pads are actually Street 5.0 pads, and then the rear pads are like the racing pads, and the part number on this doesn't match the part number that was on the actual order. So honestly, I don't really care. I'm not too upset about it. I just want to get this thing into its initial safety and get it all registered and inspected and good to go. But I figured getting into something that's going to be going to the track, one of the first things I should do is just get brakes that won't burn out after like 2 runs. So that's why we chose these Hawk racing pads and rotors. And then like I said, this one, I'll end up changing this one out for the actual correct racing pads, but for now it doesn't really matter because I'm not going to take it drifting anytime soon. I just want to get it going, get it on the road, drive it around, have some fun. Then we also got rotors from Hawk as well, and I'm pretty sure these are similar to the ones that are on the Civic. I haven't actually looked at them yet. I just kind of took them out of the box to make sure that they were there. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and say these are the rears. Anyways, let's get this thing off the ground and see just how bad these OEM brakes are. Because honestly, if they haven't been changed, they have 90,000 kilometers on them. So it's probably time. Dude, this is so gross. And look at this. Like, what is this stuff? This is nasty. This stuff was all over the underside of the car when we got it too. It's just like hair and bulbrushes and gross. Gross. Honestly, I never even took the wheel off when we got the car because like everything that's right here, you can see from like right here because there's no underplates on, like there's no under trays or anything on this car. So you could see everything. So I never even took the wheel off. It was like super seized on here. These are yucky. So if you guys know anything, just know that Alberta, it snows like all year round. They literally get like 2 months of summer. So everything that comes from there is always like a little bit rustier than it should be. So this is sort of yuck. We'll clean it up before we put the new pads and rotors on, but these aren't actually terrible. These have a decent amount of life left on them. The old pads, this yucky mess. There's the old rotor. I know this isn't like a super exciting mod and it's not really like a mod, but this is super nice to do. Like, it's just nice to know that everything is a fresh start. Like, this is just beautiful in comparison to this old rusty yucky one. And then even look at the pads. Like, these are 2 new pads. It's nice. It's a solid upgrade. That's not gonna work with one hand. Okay, we got both sides on. This one was giving me a huge pain trying to like compress the actual caliper, like to put it back. I couldn't get it to go for the life of me. I don't know why, but I ended up taking it all apart and just giving it like a really good squeeze and it went. This side's good. I know brakes aren't about looks, they're about like actually functioning, but like, dude, they look good. I guess we can go ahead and take this off too because all this has basically been done. And now we're just doing things that are on top of it. So I just looked at it and I was like, why is this even still here? Boom. Also so nice of using air tools again. Look what I did. It's a little bit ghetto the way I set it up. We had this air hose winder thing that Brad had when we moved into the shop. I never did anything with it. And I never really used the compressor because my hose doesn't go that far. Like, it'll just get to the end of a car and then you have to like move the whole tank, and usually there's stuff all over the floor here and like you can't move it at all. Anyways, so yesterday I hooked this thing up. This thing has like, I'd say at least 100 feet in it. And then I just kind of screwed it to the bottom of the workbench here, and then I took the old Wish shift knob from the Civic when we first did the Wish build, and there was like no handle on here, which is why we never used it, because you can't like wind it like this. It's just really annoying. It takes forever, so we never hooked it up. And I screwed it into a shift knob, and now this thing just winds up. Like, I just pooched it, but this is sick, and we can literally get hose like all the way at least to the back of Brad's car. So let's get this thing back on the ground. I'm curious to see the rears. We need to lose some weight, jeez. Ooh, yeah, that's gonna look real nice. It's once it wears off, it'll be like silver, and you'll be able to see it better, but. The same Talon rotors as we did in the front. They're coated, which is nice, so they shouldn't get all disgusting like this. The actual racing pads. I'm curious to see if they look any different. Yeah, I'm gonna say these look pretty much the same. Maybe like you can see maybe like a little bit more weird textury stuff in there, but aside from that, they look pretty much the same. It's just the compound that's different. The rears were a lot more worn than the front ones were, but it would have passed, which is good. It would have barely passed, but it would have passed, which is good to know. But now we don't have to worry about it. And let's get these bad boys on there so we can be done with this, and this thing can be officially. I feel like these were really heavy and I didn't want to put them down. Ready for inspection. I hate saying it so much, but also this light takes like forever to warm up, and then when it does, it's like stupid bright in here. And just like that, Jenny has new brakes. The rears actually went on a lot easier than the fronts did. Not that they're too hard in the first place, they're just brakes, but they went on a lot easier. So the thing that I basically took like this half an hour where I wasn't really filming and I was just like sitting here. I hate nothing more than making a boring video. And a video like this where all I did was brakes, sure, that's fun. But I would love to be able to just go out and thrash on the brakes and just be like, yeah, we installed them, you don't really feel a difference, but they perform better, blah, blah, blah. And I can't do that. And I'm extremely frustrated right now. And it has me like, I get in this thing where I'm like, what's even the point of today's video? Like, I'm not even doing anything. And this has me more annoyed because something like the S10, this thing's been chilling here for a long time. The S10 hasn't had any videos, there hasn't been any content, and you guys are like, Robbie, what is going on with the S10? Other people are messing it up. So I'm gonna put the engine in the back, and that's harder than you would think. I've had certain companies been trying to help me and make me parts and stuff that I'm gonna need, and they don't care about a timeline. It's in the hands of someone else, whatever. This is my fault. If I had a vehicle that I could just tow this thing over there and get it inspected with, or I had the ability to just somehow get it there, the thing is, the law is here in BC, if all 4 of these wheels touch the road, I can get the nastiest ticket because it's still a salvage type. It's stupid, but I literally can't even push it. I've debated pushing it down the road if I get stopped for any reason, and not to mention it's a far push. It's just, it has me so annoyed because it's my fault this isn't working. I want to drive this car. I've had it for like 2 months and I haven't been able to drive it, and it's killing me. I promise you guys, I'm sorry, but trust me, this annoys me more than it annoys any of you guys by 1,000 times. I don't even want to go take this thing out in the parking lot and like do starting and stopping because you're supposed to break these things in from a certain speed. And I don't know if you can break them in wrong, but I feel like that's kind of a waste. Like just going, my parking lot right now, there's actually a transport that's unloading. I wonder if he's still there. The transport that's unloading like a bunch of these weird, I don't know what it is, but I don't really want to show you because the company's logo is like right behind it. But there's a truck there unloading a bunch of things. I can only go like right here, and going up to like 20 and stopping is not supposed to be how you break these in, so I don't want to do that wrong. Anyways, the brakes do look really good. I'm pretty fired up. I'm excited to see them through. You guys can't even really tell because shadows and stuff, but I'm excited to see them through the new wheels. The new wheels are so dope. And there's honestly nothing else I can do. The only thing I have for the Genesis is mods, and I can't mod it until I get it inspected. So we have completed literally everything now. Like, this car is ready to go 100%, and I'm so fired up about it, and I thank you guys for being patient and sticking with me. I have to wrap this video up pretty quickly because I have a business meeting, phone call, whatever you want to call it, coming up really soon here. But something I really want to do is I want to get a hoist. But my thing is, I know that some of you guys don't care and you're probably already leaving the video. When a car is here, the only other option is to pull a car in on an angle like that. So you'd have to angle yourself in and then angle right up to the hoist if you want the hoist where the BRZ is, where all our tools. Which then puts whatever's right here at a disadvantage because like the bums are basically touching. So we couldn't really store a car where the S10 is, which even though we're not using this space, it's nice to have it as storage. It'd be nice if we could still have 2 cars here, one pushed right up against the wall, we're not working on it, but it's still inside. So that, to me, that seems stupid. It doesn't seem like a good way to put a hoist. What would make most sense is to put a hoist straight in line with the 240 right here, and then just pull our workbenches and stuff over here. Then there's room. But then you'll have, like, imagine the S10 is not against the wall, right here on a hoist, then the 240. You could put the 2 cars that I'm talking about right here where they're close together. You could slam one up against that wall like this, and then put one. It would be the same layout, except there could be a hoist with a car going straight. The only difference is we have to move all of our stuff over to here, and there's a door which makes it kind of awkward. And like the gap between the bathroom and that wall isn't enough for 2 cars. So it's kind of wasteful because you'd have to push one right up on the, like right up against the wall, then another one nicely over there, but then you could only kind of pull one up here and then another one in on an angle. I know this is like real first world problems, me trying to worry about how many cars I could fit in my warehouse, but you guys know what I mean. It's weird. I'm trying to figure it out and it just doesn't make any sense, but we need to, once you put a hoist in, it's like in. So ideally we want to figure this out right now. But yeah, I feel like it would make most sense for a hoist to be like right here and then you just kind of like bool on inwards, have a bunch of cars. Anyways, I gotta go. I got an important phone call meeting. I'm sorry today's video was boring. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment banana if you made it to the end. I will catch you guys next time. Peace out and stay committed.